Good evening, Robert Scribbler. It is April 21st, 2019. Thank you for joining me for another climate change and clean energy video blog. This particular blog being my most recent episode of Extreme Clean. And I have an announcement to make. I have just purchased a Tesla Model 3. And you'll notice that I have Knight Rider playing in the background. And the reason why is because I'm naming my Tesla Model 3 Clean KITT. Because I plan to use Clean KITT to help fight climate change. And the fossil fuel entities which appear to operate above the law these days. Now, I don't know, I'm having a bit of fun with this, so please indulge me here for a second. So this past Thursday, I did take the plunge and purchase a Tesla Model 3, and I've got some pictures for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. This is a slideshow of Clean KITT. I took Clean KITT on a road trip this weekend. It's about a 230 mile round trip road trip. It included a couple of supercharger stops, some visits with the family, some escapades out in the woods. Here's a picture of Clean KITT supercharging in Woodbridge, and what I gotta say is that this vehicle in almost all ways exceeded my expectations. This is a really smart vehicle, a very responsive vehicle, a vehicle that helped keep both my wife and myself extraordinarily safe on the road, and just a pleasure to drive. It's a very immersive driving experience, one that makes you feel as if you are just right there flying on the road, just seeing the clouds above you, seeing the sky, seeing the trees. And it really does capture the experience of driving a clean energy vehicle the way it should. It reduces the boundary between technology and nature, and it communicates what it should feel like to drive a vehicle that would reduce your annual carbon emissions by about 2 tons per person or more for me as I intend to share this particular vehicle. Now, I just want to say that I'm going to be using this vehicle this week in rideshare. I'm going to be heading out on the road with Clean KITT, and I'm going to be taking part in this process, which I originally conceived to try and not only reduce my own carbon emissions by transforming my life, making it cleaner, but also by sharing this new technology, this transformative clean energy technology provided by clean energy giants like Tesla with others. And just to show you the impact locally of my use of this electric vehicle, I'd like to introduce you to the EV emissions tool, which is provided by the Union of Concerned Scientists. And just looking at, they don't have a setup for the Tesla Model 3 standard range, which I purchased for $39,500, which is one of the more affordable electric vehicles. But it's also one of the more energy efficient electric vehicles. It's even more energy efficient than the Tesla Model 3 long range because it's lighter overall. And according to the Union of Concerned Scientists in Maryland, the effective grams per mile of carbon dioxide equivalent from the use of this vehicle is about 107. That's nearly a quarter. It's almost fully 75% less than the use of a gasoline-only vehicle. And so over the course of a year of regular driving, a typical driver would tend to save 2 tons or more of carbon emissions over the course of a year. Now, for me, I'm going to be driving this through rideshare, so it's more likely that I will be comparatively saving about 6 tons of carbon emissions. And then in addition to the carbon emissions that I save, my money from my purchase is going to support the all clean energy giant Tesla, which is working to bring this carbon dioxide equivalent down to zero. Now for me personally, I have a plan for bringing this carbon dioxide equivalent use down to as close to zero as possible. And that plan involves later getting a house with solar panels and then refueling Clean KITT or a similar vehicle with those solar panels. But the time frame for that is probably in the range of at least 2 years or more. So right now, the big push is to get this vehicle out on the road and start using it to replace the much larger carbon footprint of gasoline-only vehicles, and then pushing that carbon footprint as low as possible in the longer term. But I think that I have made the right choice. This is an amazing clean energy vehicle. I'm just going to pull up my Tesla account. I'm pretty excited about Clean KITT here, and I am going to go ahead and leave my Tesla referral code. If you want to, if you decide you're going to get a Tesla, you can get 1,000 free supercharger miles, and that would also give me 1,000 free supercharger miles to use on my various long-range outings with my family. Now, I'd also like to just say as a prequel that I bought this vehicle. The way in which I bought this vehicle was by doing extra work through rideshare. And I'm going to talk to you guys later on about how you can duplicate my effort, how you, if you want a higher cost electric vehicle, a high quality electric vehicle, one that is comparable to the Mercedes C-Class or the BMW 3 Series in its muscularity and level of luxury, but also a vehicle that is going to help transform the world, a vehicle that is going to help cut our global carbon emissions if these vehicles are produced on a mass scale and happen to replace internal combustion engine vehicles en masse. What I'm going to do is tell you how I did it, and hopefully this will help you make the same decision. Now, this is not necessarily set up just to promote Tesla. If you decide, hey, I don't like Tesla, I'd rather have a Kia Niro or a Hyundai Kona or a Nissan Leaf long range or a Chevy Bolt or one of the other of an expanding number of options of clean energy vehicles, I certainly cast no judgment. More power to you. For me, this is more about transitioning to clean energy than it is about promoting Tesla. But for me, Tesla does seem to appear to be the most serious automaker about on the issue of fighting climate change and on the issue of producing an all clean energy sustainable economy by linking the engine of economic growth to the sustainability model and mass producing it and perpetuating that model across the world. So just once more, here is I know it sounds so cheesy, but it's so cool. Here is Clean KITT fighting the fossil fuel dinosaurs. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be chatting with you soon.